David Roche, strategist at Quantum Strategy, joining us on the show this morning. David, great to have you on, and thank you so much for speaking with us here on India Market Open. Just a quick word first on whether the sticking points now seem to have been negotiated. My question is that if the problem so far was, for example, access in India to agricultural commodities from the United States, which India was not ready to budge on. So what has changed? What can really bring us closer to a resolution or a trade deal between the two nations?
Well, I'm afraid what has changed is what Trump believes. And what Trump believes can change tomorrow morning, depending on what he had for breakfast. So I will put it like this to you. Trump now needs to do trade deals because he's bogged down with China, going nowhere. He's got nowhere with Russia, and he wants to add up to his success story. So for the moment, he doesn't like Putin because Putin won't do a deal with him. And so he wants to punish Putin, which basically means he needs India to stop buying Putin's oil. And as India is likely to do a deal on the oil, to run it down over time, then Trump will do a deal with India, which will remove the 50% extra tariffs above the 15% which he put on India. So I would say end of November, that's going to happen. Now, of course, you asked me, well, what does that mean for Indian agriculture? And I think it means very little. I think Trump at the moment has forgotten about agriculture. His underlings may not have, but they will be overridden. I think the access that India grants to American food and agricultural products will be very small and very slow to happen. It's all about oil. So you'll get your deal, but don't forget there's a lot of other things wrong with the world, and India is, after all, last time I looked at the map, not an island. So don't get too bullish about bull markets.
It is a subcontinent. Thank you.
Truth bombs this morning from David Roche.
David, and that early in the morning, yeah.
David, you've woken up. You've woken up really early and dropping some truth bombs that are spanning continents at this point.
Okay. Well, my own view. I mean, I'm a kind of very sad sort of person. I'm rarely as optimistic as market commentators. And I fully understand their optimism. And of course, it's good. The world needs optimism. But I would say to you, look, when I look around, India is doing fine. I think it's going to come out of this as one of the emerging markets you do want to own. So that's already a factor, because I actually don't think foreigners are that heavily exposed. But let me say a couple of things about the world, just to kind of season the pudding and make it a little less palatable, probably. Number one, you have this enormous problem about non-bank financial credit in the world, to which the banks are also exposed for about 10% of their assets. And that is probably a poorly regulated credit bubble, which is equal to approximately 3.8 times Europe's GDP and 3.1 times the US's GDP. So that is a major problem to work. If credit bubbles burst, then asset bubbles burst. The second thing is, I personally think there's far too much money being poured in by self-aggrandized egos into AI, which is not justified by the rates of return you're going to get in AI. So that's the second bubble. It's an asset bubble, but it's there. And the third bubble is what's happening to government debt.
Yeah.
We used to talk about 60% of GDP being reasonable. Now we're looking at the US going to 130% by the end of the decade.